what happens when other countries start putting import taxes on American products?
In a dramatic escalation of international trade tensions, newly elected Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced an unprecedented 200% tariff on American products. This bold move comes in direct response to U.S. President Donald Trump's recent imposition of tariffs on key trade partners, signaling a potential trade war that could have far-reaching implications for global markets and industries. Among those most affected is Tesla Inc., the electric vehicle giant led by CEO Elon Musk, whose financial stability now faces significant challenges. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The roots of this conflict trace back to President Trump's aggressive trade policies aimed at protecting American industries. By imposing substantial tariffs on imports from countries like Canada, Mexico, and China, the administration sought to reduce trade deficits and encourage domestic manufacturing. However, these measures have been met with swift retaliation from affected nations, with Canada's response being particularly severe. Prime Minister Carney's decision to levy a 200% tariff on American goods is a strategic maneuver designed to pressure the U.S. administration into reconsidering its protectionist stance. This tariff targets a wide array of American exports, from agricultural products to manufactured goods, effectively pricing them out of the Canadian market. The implications for American businesses are profound, as Canada has long been one of the United States' largest trading partners. For Tesla, the ramifications are particularly dire. The company's vehicles, while assembled in the United States, rely on a complex global supply chain that includes components sourced from various countries. The new Canadian tariffs not only threaten Tesla's sales in Canada, a significant market for the company, but also complicate its supply chain logistics. The increased costs associated with tariffs could lead to higher prices for consumers, reduced profit margins, and a potential decline in sales volume. Elon Musk, known for his visionary leadership and ambitious goals, now faces one of the most challenging periods in Tesla's history. The company's stock has already experienced volatility in response to the escalating trade tensions. Investors are concerned about the potential impact on Tesla's profitability and growth prospects. The electric vehicle market is highly competitive, and any disruption to Tesla's operations could result in lost market share to rivals. Beyond Tesla, the broader automotive industry is bracing for the fallout from these tariffs. The interconnected nature of global supply chains means that increased costs in one area can ripple throughout the industry. Automakers with operations in both the U.S. and Canada may face difficult decisions regarding pricing, production, and workforce management. Consumers could see higher prices for vehicles, reduced choices, and delays in new model rollouts. The geopolitical implications of this trade dispute extend beyond the economic sphere. The traditionally strong alliance between the United States and Canada is under strain. With diplomatic relations becoming increasingly fraught, both nations risk alienating key allies and partners, potentially leading to a realignment of international trade relationships. Other countries may be emboldened to adopt similar protectionist measures, further destabilizing the global economic order. As the situation unfolds, businesses are grappling with uncertainty. Strategic planning becomes challenging when trade policies are in flux, and companies must be agile in adapting to new realities. Some may seek to diversify their supply chains, sourcing components from alternative markets to mitigate tariff impacts. Others might consider relocating production facilities to circumvent trade barriers. Though such moves entail significant costs and logistical challenges, consumers too are likely to feel the effects of this trade war. Higher tariffs often lead to increased prices for goods, as companies pass on additional costs to buyers. In the case of Tesla, potential price hikes could dampen demand for electric vehicles, slowing the transition to sustainable transportation. This outcome would be counterproductive to global efforts aimed at reducing carbon emissions and combating climate change. Financial markets are reacting to these developments with heightened volatility. Investors are wary of the uncertainty surrounding international trade policies and their potential impact on corporate earnings. Stock indices have experienced fluctuations as market participants digest news of escalating tariffs and assess the likelihood of a prolonged trade dispute. Companies with significant exposure to international markets are particularly vulnerable to market swings. In the political arena, leaders are under pressure to navigate this complex situation carefully. President Trump's administration faces criticism from domestic industries harmed by retaliatory tariffs, while also needing to project strength in trade negotiations. Prime Minister Carney, meanwhile, must balance the need to protect Canadian economic interests with the potential risks of a full-scale trade war. Both leaders are engaged in a high-stakes game of brinkmanship, with global economic stability hanging in the balance. The international community is closely monitoring the situation, as the outcomes of this dispute could set precedents for future trade relations. Multilateral organizations like the World Trade Organization may be called upon to mediate disputes and uphold the principles of free and fair trade. However, the effectiveness of such institutions depends on the willingness of member nations to adhere to established rules and norms. The far-reaching implications of this escalating trade war extend beyond the immediate effects on Tesla and other American businesses. With tensions running high between the two neighboring nations, long-standing trade agreements are now under scrutiny, and the possibility of a full-scale trade realignment looms large. As Canada enforces its punitive 200% tariffs, U.S. manufacturers that rely on cross-border commerce will be forced to rethink their strategies, potentially shifting operations elsewhere or halting exports altogether. The automotive sector, in particular, faces increased pressure to find alternative routes to market, as Canada represents a substantial share of total U.S. vehicle exports. For Tesla, whose operations and sales model are built on precise financial and logistical calculations, this sudden imposition of tariffs poses a severe threat. Unlike traditional automakers, Tesla does not operate through a conventional dealership network, instead selling its vehicles directly to consumers. This direct-to-consumer model has been successful in many markets, including Canada, but now faces severe disruption. The astronomical tariff increase effectively doubles the cost of any Tesla vehicle entering the Canadian market, making it economically unviable for most consumers. If sales collapse in Canada, Tesla will lose a crucial revenue stream at a time when it is expanding into new markets and investing heavily in technological advancements. Additionally, Tesla's energy division, which includes solar products and battery storage solutions, may also be affected. These products, which have gained traction in Canada as part of the country's broader push for green energy, may now become prohibitively expensive for businesses and consumers alike. Given the significant government incentives for renewable energy in Canada, any disruption in Tesla's ability to compete in this sector could have long-term consequences for the company's ambitions in sustainable technology. At a macroeconomic level, the tariffs are also creating ripple effects in investor confidence. Global stock markets, already jittery due to geopolitical uncertainties, are reacting to the increasing protectionism with caution. Investors who once viewed Tesla as a high-growth stock are now reassessing the risks associated with its international operations. If Tesla's market value takes a hit, it could impact its ability to raise capital for new projects, from battery innovations to expansion into new markets like India and Southeast Asia. The potential long-term consequences of this trade war extend beyond individual companies. As nations adopt increasingly aggressive trade policies, the global economic order could undergo a fundamental shift. Canada, traditionally a close U.S. ally, may seek new partnerships with the European Union, China, or other markets to reduce its reliance on American goods. If this trend continues, the United States could find itself gradually losing influence in the global trade network. While protectionist policies may offer short-term political gains, they often lead to unintended economic consequences that harm domestic businesses and consumers. The Tesla crisis is just one example of the larger economic storm brewing. With industries ranging from agriculture to technology now caught in the crossfire, governments and businesses alike must determine whether escalating tariffs are worth the long-term consequences. As Musk grapples with this unexpected financial crisis, his company's fate remains uncertain in a rapidly shifting economic landscape. As Tesla scrambles to mitigate the financial damage, potential solutions such as local assembly in Canada or lobbying for exemptions emerge, but both require time and resources the company may not have. Meanwhile, supply chain disruptions could extend beyond Tesla, affecting suppliers and technology firms that rely on cross-border trade. The growing unpredictability of global markets forces businesses to rethink long-term strategies, accelerating shifts toward regional production hubs. If the U.S. Canada trade relationship fractures further, industries may permanently restructure, leading to reduced economic cooperation and a new era of fragmented protectionist policies that reshape global commerce for years to come. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Mark Carney's 200% tariffs on U.S. products? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.